This is Jesse. He doesn't like the current T0 implementation of looting in Star Citizen. Everyone is fighting. Let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Montoya. Like and subscribe, blah, blah. You know the rest. This is Jesse, and he's got some things to say about T0 of looting, which he's not a fan of. First of all, let's give a quick shout out to local business in Raleigh, North Carolina, my old home state. Always going to support local business there. And PowerGPU makes pre-builts and very pretty ones with lights and things. Not only that, but it comes with parts and labor warranty with lifetime support. I've actually heard of PowerGPU, and I know some people have actually bought their products and are very happy with them. So good work on that, Jesse, and I'm glad to see you are a Star Citizen fan. So let's hear what Jesse has to say, and then we'll comment.
All right, so this video is for the Star Citizen community. I've seen a lot of back and forth on the whole PvP side of things and how they're changing things drastically. The most recent one was I think it's tier 0 is what they call it. So when you loot someone, when you kill them, you can't take their gear or their weapons. All you can take is their ammo or whatever they had in their backpack, and that's pretty much it. So that change that they did, me personally, I don't like it. That's
fine. I think you can have an opinion, and a lot of people have indicated theirs. I've spoken about this topic many times in the past also, and as you can see by my response there, I have no problem with the current implementation. I think it's perfectly fine. I like wearing the kit and gear I'm wearing and being able to still have it after you trip and fall off the ladder and die, as happens many times in the game.
I don't know why they did it. There needs to be a high risk, high reward when it comes to PvP. If I kill someone or someone kills me, that person should have the reward of that person's gear.
This is where I think a lot of us may differ. For me, PvP in Star Citizen is not about the trinkets and the gear you're wearing. PvP in Star Citizen, in the broader picture, is going to be about resources. It's fighting for resources and territory. That's where I see the game going. So when I say I don't really care about how things are right now, because I am not interested in your helmet. I am not interested in your shotgun. I have those things already. I have the gold sniper rifle. I don't need yours. That's where I'm coming from on this. The bigger picture is what people are missing, is that the PvP will come down to the fight for resources. Feel free to disagree, but that's where it's going to be going.
Period. If you have a PvE/PvP focused game and it's open world, there should not be anything behind some sort of like you kill someone, you can't take their gear. That just makes no sense. So me personally, they need to revert.
So he says it makes no sense that if you kill someone, you don't get their gear. But then he goes on to talk about Destiny too. Now in Destiny, unless something's changed, because I haven't played in a couple of years, the weapons you have and the gear you wear are yours. You don't lose them when they drop. If something's changed in Destiny I'm not aware of, let me know. But he'll talk about that briefly now too.
If you start messing with the PvP community, especially that most of the content creators that stream this game are heavily focused on PvP, you will kill off your game.
Disagree. The reason why most content creators focus on PvP is because that is what sells. At the moment in Star Citizen, there's not much to do. I mean, you can go mining, but there is no real exploration. And I don't think, well, yeah, there are some content creators that just mine. But I don't watch any of that. So I think maybe a better example would be this. If there are two equal content creators, one is engaging in a massive space battle and one is just mining a rock, I think most people will gravitate towards the PvP, not the PvE thing. And majority of the marketing in this game is you and me. It's us talking about Star Citizen. That's how they're marketing the game right now. So the more people that are shooting things with spaceships and there's lasers and rockets and torpedoes and explosions, that attracts eyeballs, and that is what markets the game. So they will focus on the PvP aspect as a selling feature. That's just how it is.
I mean, Star Citizen's a little different. It might not kill off the game. It'll definitely slow it down, hinder it a little bit on player count.
Basically it's saying that if you focus on the PvE side, you kill off the game. I disagree with that. The game is broad enough. This game is massively broad that there will be enough PvP and enough PvE far enough from each other to keep everyone satisfied. I haven't seen a poll in a while, but in polls in the past where they asked, are you more PvE focused or do you want to focus more on PvP? The PvE crowd is massive. A big majority, well over 60 to 70% in the polls I've seen in the past, have been more PvE focused. Not saying that they only want PvE, but they mostly want to do PvE with PvP sprinkled in when you can. So I don't think that a less of a PvP experience would kill this game. This is not a shooter, nor was the game sold as a shooter, a looter shooter, or an extraction shooter. And I disagree with him on that part.
For sure, because that's one of the things that threw me off, or actually upset me for a lot of the games in the past, like Destiny 2. It was hard to get gear. It was very unique to get the Trials gear with the ornaments, all that stuff, Trials of the 9. And every week I'd go flawless, I'd enjoy my gear, and it was very hard. It was very unique.
Sure, but Destiny 2 players, just refresh me if I'm wrong here, but you don't lose your gear when you die, do you? Maybe something's changed, but I don't recall my gear being dropped unless it's something new.
Then everyone started getting gear because they made it a lot easier. They made the raids easier. They made a lot of things easier. Same thing with Sea of Thieves. They started slowing down weapon changing. They started just making it more for the I don't know, I don't want to say casuals, but people that don't like PvP. And they would ask for PvP and PvE servers to be separated. You pretty much kill off the game that way too.
I made a video not long ago saying Star Citizen needs a PvE server, and a lot of people lost their minds about it. But you have to understand there is a demand for more PvE in this game. Right now, as it stands, there is an issue with in-game policing of this kind of stuff. They don't have the mechanics, the game mechanics in place to police this environment. So it's basically a wide open PvP, which in a way is what Chris Roberts wanted in the first place. It's an area, the game is a sandbox where there is no real safe place. You are always open to some sort of attack from somewhere. And there will in time come in-game mechanics which will discourage bad behavior. But for the time being, as it is right now, it's basically wide open and anyone can do whatever they want with fairly little repercussion.
So, just letting you know, CIG, please, as a looter-shooter game type style / MMO,
Star Citizen was never pitched as a looter-shooter. Yes, the game has changed a lot from the initial idea of what it would be, but it is still not an extraction looter-shooter where the goal is to get the helmet off that guy, and that is your mission. That is not the goal of this game.
You need to revert it back to where if I kill someone, I get their gear, or if someone kills me, they get my gear. It's too easy right now. There is no high risk, high reward.
No, listen, I would say that maybe in time there'll come a point where someone has a scope on their rifle, and that scope allows the rifle to have 300% more range, and he's the only person which has it, and you have to go and get him. At that point, I would say yes. But right now, all the gear is the same. There's no difference between your gold sniper rifle and my gold sniper rifle, other than yours is yours. So I don't see the drive for that, me personally. I really don't care what kit you have or what gear you have. I don't want your gear. I have my gear. So what he's saying, it doesn't jive with me. Do you agree with him?
There is no fear of dying. Literally, people are just running and gunning because if they die, who cares? They just...
Well, that's right. That's why the whole PvP thing is so easy. That's why griefing is so easy in the game right now, because there's no repercussions. You jump into your hospital gown, you jump into your cheapest light fighter, and off you go or shoot something. If you die, you respawn, you do it again. You've lost nothing. So it works both ways. The person attacking has nothing to lose. The person being attacked usually has they're the one which is losing the time investment. So he's reversed on that, because the people focused on the PvE side are the ones investing the time. The people focused on the PvP side have nothing to waste. You log in, put on your cheapest gear, whatever's lying around, and off you go.
Go back, they have all their gear on, they spawn with their weapons, they spawn with everything. So, I hope you listen to the community. You need to revert it back, please.
So, if Star Citizen listened to the community on everything, I don't know. I'm reminded of that Simpsons episode where Homer designs the car. Remember that one? There's times when the community are absolutely correct, and there's times when the community are short-sighted because they don't have their eyes on the horizon on what's going to be the big picture. So focusing on just PvP right now and forgetting the entire universe out there, which is still being developed, I think is kind of short-sighted. But let's take a look at some of the comments on his video here. My guy, it's tier 0, not permanent. Let's see what tier 1 changes go, and from there, absolutely correct. Again, if you can loot, most people don't use the rare stuff. They will just wear generic stuff from any shop. Correct. I never wore any of my fancy gear. I never took any of my fancy guns, which I put on display in places. I wore the bunker's outfit. Whatever I found in the bunker is what I would wear, and that's it, because I don't want to lose the important stuff. And even when they go to tier 1 or tier 2 or whatever looting would be, and you have to recraft or you have to rebuy the gold helmet, or your executive armor needs to be crafted again from some rare items, you know what? I'm just not wearing it. I'll just wear whatever I find in the bunker and call it a day. I don't want to spend time crafting my own armor over and over again because I slipped off a ladder. Jesse is saying, I killed 3 people that had on rare stuff this year, and guess what? It made more satisfying. Yes, but I guarantee you those 3 people had no idea they would not be able to reclaim their stuff. I guarantee those people were just doing a box mission, wearing the gold helmet, and then going, oh, I guess I got to do an account reset now to get my helmet back, because that's how it used to work, right? So that's what I think happened in that case. Heimdelight saying, awesome to see those kind of posts. Thanks, Jesse. A lot of players in the community feel the same as you do. Yes, there's a lot of people. A lot of the very vocal PvP crowd all agree. Tier 0, Tier 1, and Tier 2 of loot recovery are bad decisions for the game. We need full loot. Absolutely not, because the second you go to full loot, I'll just wear my stuff from the bunker. I'll just use the random rifle I found on the ground. I'm going to use my stuff. I don't care to reclaim my stuff and pay for it again. I just won't use it. Simple as that. It will go on display on a wall somewhere, and there it will sit. There are no consequences for dying. There are also no consequences for killing. Absolutely correct. It works both ways. Here we are, comment from Rabbit Crab saying, Montoya, you are pretty based, but here you are wrong. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Krabs. Star Citizen was already created to be a loot-based shooter. I don't know about that, Mr. Krabs. Because as I said to you here, look, in the Kickstarter is a rich universe focused on epic space adventure, trading, dogfighting in first person. And yes, there is a PvP aspect to that, but in my opinion, and feel free to disagree, this game was never about PvP looting. And maybe it's just the way I see things, but in my opinion, when this game is really fully out, the PvP is going to be about territory and resources, not your rifle. I don't care about your sniper rifle. I don't care about the scope you have on. Oh, I guess, well, maybe in the beginning, if there's something special about it, then yes. But as it stands right now, I have no interest in the gear that someone else has. And where I see the game going is PvP will be focused on controlling resources and territory. That's going to be the reward of it. But again, this is all early. We'll see where it goes. But I think Jesse kicked off another interesting discussion there. We've had a lot. And as always, I expect my comment section to be lit with your insights also. Post below. If you enjoyed my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Big shout out to my Patreon backers who are listed right here. Love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.